What's up, sports fans? What's up, world? This is MC Run with his co-host.
It's Kenny.
And we are keeping it 10 toes down. We are the sports podcast that always keeps it real about sports talk. And I know we've been gone for a couple weeks. Listen, it's the summertime. So it's the time, around this time. It's just like last year and the year before. We kind of slowed down, We're probably like either we may go week to week, we may go week and then 2 weeks, it just depends on how things go. And speaking of weeks, guess what? Next week, first of all, it's Gemini season. Shout out to all my fellow Geminis. What?
It's really since Taurus season ended May 20th. That's really the end of the fiscal year as far as we can go ahead and call this. We can go ahead and call this winter time, bro. Y'all might as
well. But next week is MC Ron's birthday, man. It is my it's gonna be my 33rd. I'm going into my bird year, my Larry Bird year.
Ooh, you fire! Honestly, I'm kind of embarrassed because I'm doing all this sugar honey iced tea talking, and it's a Gemini right here on the phone with me. But I fuck with Geminis, man. My best friend is Gemini. But shout out to you, man. You doing anything special? Sorry, LeBron. Championship for you.
Hopefully Luka can come back from this 3-0 deficit and pull LeBron here. But it's just we gotta. Over the next couple weeks, y'all probably won't hear from us from the next 2 weeks because I got stuff planned. Then at the end of next week, we are at the end of the month, I'm going to Orlando. So we're
this man finna have his toes in the sand. All right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. But speaking of Luka Doncic and the Celtics, as I earlier mentioned a couple seconds earlier, the Celtics are now up 3-0, completely shattering my Mavs in 6 prediction. So yes, the Celtics are up 3-0. They won Game 3, which was last night. Oh man, that was.
We are recording this on.
Oh yeah, we are recording this a week before my birthday, actually.
To the date.
Yeah, very to the date. June 13th, 2024 on Thursday. And next Thursday, June 20th, 2024 is my birthday. Woo! Also, in 5 days, me and my wife's anniversary is also coming up. So a lot of things are happening here in June. But yes. The Celtics are up 3-0 against the Mavs. They beat the Mavs in Game 3 last night. So, KJ, how do you feel about last night's game?
First of all, I want to go ahead and also say this is about the time of the year where Jimmy Butler changes his hair yet again. He's, I think, 3-4 years in a row. We've seen him with the punk rock. We've seen him with the locks. We've seen him with. Now we're seeing him with. It looks like some braids. Some dookie braids with brown beads on all the way to the top. Parted to the left side. Okay.
See, I didn't see that.
I'll send it to you during the show.
I'm about to look it up right now.
I got you. Don't even worry about it. I got you right now. I just hit the
send. Okay.
But yeah, man. While you're looking at that, I'll go ahead and tell y'all. I wanted to pick. I honestly went against my gut and picked the Mavs just because I was like, they got Kyrie. Kyrie's already won a championship, and then Luka, blah blah, will do. But at the same time, I should have stuck with my gut and said the Celtics. I probably would have said the Celtics in 6 or 7, but the Celtics are not only is Luka Doncic battling injuries and stuff like that, but the Celtics are honestly the better team, the best team. Yes, the Mavs have Luka and they have Jaylen Brown, not Jaylen Brown, Luka and Kyrie. But the Celtics got Tatum, and Jaylen Brown, who I feel like is the best Celtic on the team. That's the $300 man. You paying him for a reason. Last game, and then they all the not role players, but all the other players that they got who contribute on both ends of the floor, like White and Holiday and Pritchard sometimes too. But last game, I was like, man, like, okay, I ain't putting too much stock into the Celtics' first 2 wins because they were at home. They are the Celtics. They're the better team. They haven't lost since like May. Like before my birthday. They haven't lost since I was 20 something. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the first 2 games I was kind of just like, okay, that's them doing them. Surprisingly, because during the regular season they weren't really good at home, but this is the playoffs. Everybody is different. They've been to the finals before. Jason Tatum has been in the playoffs since he was like 22. since he was like 20.
Yeah.
I don't even know how old he is, bro. Sometimes I think he's like 24, but he's been in the league like 8 years.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, last game I was like, okay, Dallas is at home, and ironically, the savior in Kristaps Porzingis, who has been bending the Dallas Mavericks, have been taking up Brokeback Mountain all game 1 and 2. Like, bro, he was doing. I think like the first. Kristaps was very interesting to watch game 1 and game 2 in the first quarter, because I think the first game he came back from an injury, and I think he had like 11-2 and like 3 blocks in the first quarter. I'm like, dang, bro. Second game he had like a block or 2. He had like 10 for some points. You know what I'm saying? But this game he was hurt. So I was like, okay, the Mavericks have a chance. Oh my God, it's finally even. Nope. Nope. The Celtics was on their neck. Luka was trying to take the game over, but eventually I think Luka was doing too much. He was trying to be too much of the man when you have a team around. Because the Mavericks are nothing to sneeze at, especially because they got those two or three big men we keep talking about, and
Kyrie!
And Kyrie, you know what I'm saying? So I just thought it would been the perfect chance, but I think he took too much of the game onto his shoulders, and obviously he did, because he ended up getting fouled out in crunch time. There's 4 minutes left in the game. You get fouled out. You're Luka Doncic. You're the team. But yeah, you got Tatum and Brown out here scoring 30 points apiece, 30 plus apiece. It's just yeah, I'm shocked. I am shocked that it's almost 3. I mean, that it's almost a sweep. Because I mean, when the last time we had a sweep in the finals?
2018, LeBron against the Warriors.
And then before that was probably like, I think the Mavs swept LeBron again.
No, that was 4-1. That was 4-2. The Spurs, that was 4-1. The Mavs was 4-2. I think it may have been the last sweep before LeBron and it
had to be the Rockets in '95.
No. It was after that. I think it was 2007 with LeBron and the Spurs.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. That's what I was talking about.
2007. So I'm thinking 2014. So I'm going in.
You're thinking the Heat.
Yeah.
Sorry. When I was looking up their stats, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, dang, the Spurs swept the Heat. And I was like, wait, no. This was Jamario Moon and company.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So we ain't seen a sweep. This would be a crazy sweep. I'm not gonna lie, but good luck to the Mavs. The season done for them. I might not even watch Game 4.
First of all, they almost came back in this game. First of all.
Yeah. I remember you was texting me. You was like, "Oh,
yeah, exactly, man." I was like, I told you.
But look, right like some minutes before that, I was gonna text back, but I was like, let me not jinx them. But some minutes before that, I remember them being they were down 15 again, and they cut it to like 9, and then you texted me again, and I was like, okay, it's still double digits.
They cut it down to like 3. I think the lowest they got it to, I think it was 2. I think if I'm correct.
It was like 2 or 3. I remember they had just scored and they had went to the line.
And then I think that's when Luka fouled out, which that may have been a ticky-tack foul. I don't know.
Hey, they've been calling ticky-tack fouls all series, bro. I remember, I think the game before last, I can't remember who had the ball in their hand or what team it was, but somebody was going up for the dunk and they got their hand slapped and they called a foul. I mean, they said it wasn't a foul. I'm like, that's a foul. What do you mean?
So yeah, the rest been bad. I understand. But no, but still, I understand why they I understand why they called it. I understand why they called it. Like, he was shifting just a little bit, but that would have been a no call for me. But I'm not because I don't think it was an offensive foul nor a defensive foul. I think that was just a no call. I think that was a play on. But either way, but we can say, if Luka, we can talk about hypotheticals to the cows come home. The facts
I think I hear him moving.
Exactly. The facts remain is, honestly, even when Luka went out, to be perfectly honest, this whole series, they've actually kind of been abusing Luka on the defensive end. Like, I mentioned this.
Defense.
I ain't gonna say that, but he's not a defensive stopper. You can't just say, hey, let's stick Luka on this guy 1-on-1 and he got it. No, you can't do that. Because I mentioned this in when I recorded the TikTok where after game 2, and I said, one, that they've been abusing Luka on the defensive end. They've been running especially anytime that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have Luka on them, they're like, we're going straight to this. We're going straight to the rack. We're gonna make you work for this. And they just been, it's been like an open lane. Like, so now they were able to come back is because the reason why they were able to come back is because honestly it was because of their defense, is because they were able to help better and help the helper better when it comes on because before they were like, it was just like everybody was just going to the lane and getting into the paint, like especially with once again Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And I also mentioned that Kyrie had in the TikTok after game 2 where I said, hey, Kyrie really has to step up because games 1 and 2, like, he was almost non-existent. I mean, so in this game he showed up big with 35 points. Luka got the second score, like, because honestly, for the Mavs to win, they need both of their guys to go off. They need both of their guys to show up. That's what has been happening throughout the entire playoffs. That's how the Mavs have gotten to this point. And the thing is, the Celtics have realized that. They're like, wait a minute. They're just playing off of these two guys. All right, we're going to focus our attack on these two guys and really it's been kind of Luka-centric, but once again, you still have Kyrie there, but let's focus our defense on these two guys, and if the other guys make shots, they make shots. We'll live with it. So, but
mind you, this is a team. I'm sorry, mind you, this is a team. If we look at these two teams record-wise, 64-18 versus 50-32. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
64-18.
But also, I think we said this on the podcast, and you just alluded to it earlier, KJ, that they did not have Kristaps Porzingis, but they are such a deep team. The Celtics are. Yeah, they they still can put five guys on the floor at one time that can dribble, pass, and shoot.
Literally.
That's what makes them so hard to defend. That's what made them like the best. I believe the best 3-point offense in the league. Because they literally can put five guys on the floor at one time that can dribble, pass, and shoot. They are basically the you know how the 2016, 17, 18 Warriors were. How they could put five guys on the floor that can dribble, pass, and shoot for the most part. And so that interchangeability is it's very hard to defend because now you just can't double one guy and then you pass it to one guy and he's not gonna score. He can't create his own shot. Jrue Holiday can create his own offense a little bit. Derek White has shown that he's one of the most underrated players in the league, and he can create his own shot a little bit. Of course, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown can. Yeah, what'd you say?
Derek White done evolved since he cut that hair. It's like
exactly.
he done found aerodynamics, and now he a different hooper. He done put some VC into his character and upped his attributes, and now he out here doing the thing, bro. What? He still look like Ratatouille, but
no, seriously, it's crazy. But I'm still sticking. I'm going with Mavs in 7 because I have to. I predicted the Mavs to win, but it ain't looking good. The fact that they were able to win without Kristaps Porzingis, but once again, the Celtics were able to honestly get to the finals without him. To be perfectly honest, so it's not like, oh my God, we lost Kristaps. Oh my God, I just mentioned they are one of the deepest, if not the deepest team in the league. So them losing Kristaps is a loss, but not a huge loss.
And if we're going to keep it 10 toes, this team, minus Kristaps, minus Jrue Holiday, did what? Went to the finals. First step.
So, yeah.
So really, they technically don't need those two. But when they come, Jrue Holiday there's nothing wrong with Jrue Holiday. He's playing phenomenal. Shout out to that man. But when Kristaps come back, bro, there's literally no chance. And I don't know if he's gonna play next game, but the Mavs better hope and pray to the basketball guys that they shots fall. And
yeah, that's what they need. They also really need the other guys like the PJ. What we mentioned, like PJ Washington's to step up, like to score some shots. Derek Jones Jr., I believe that's correct. But yeah, they need him to hit some threes as well, hit some shots as well. They need the defense in the scoring of the inside of
They need. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off. They need Lively to step up.
Yeah, Lively scoring inside. And also
he missed the dunk the last game, bro. We don't teach that in Michigan. You better finish. God, dang,
and can't believe we got his name from the Wizards. They traded for my Wizards.
That's why I was trying to throw it to you because Daniel Gafford. There we go.
Gafford.
Throw it to you because I forgot his name too. I thought you would know because he was. My brain just shut off instantly. But yeah, all those guys they need those background guys because the Celtics got their guys. Everybody kind of contributing. We've seen throughout these 3 games, everybody has pretty much contributed. It's not just Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. It's also Jrue Holiday. Before he went out injured again, it was Kristaps Porzingis. Derek White with some timely shots and some defense, some block shots. So they and it's more than just that. So they've had. Everybody has been able to contribute. So, but we're going to be moving on to Game 4. We're going to see.
we're gonna see how the series goes out. I'm just praying for a LeBron type comeback, really the greatest comeback in NBA playoff history from Luka Doncic and the Mavs. I'm hoping for it. I'm praying for it because Mavs 7. I'm holding on.
If Ant can't do it, what makes you think Luka gonna do it? Luka don't got that dog in him. He a good scorer, but
Yes, what are you talking about? He do got that dog in him.
Nah, he's just very good. He ain't got that dog in him. He ain't got that dog. I don't see Luka up in here, in people's faces and dunking on LeBron and talking trash or dunking on Jokic. Maybe that's his goat. I don't know who his goat is. But I do know one thing: Game 4, it's gonna be some. What the unc say? What the granddad say? It's gonna be some sad singing and some flower bringing.
Well, speaking of sad singing and flower bringing, that brings us to a little bit of a somber note in basketball. 2 deaths have happened over these past couple weeks. Bill Walton and Jerry West. Both of these guys had definitely had great impact on the NBA, on basketball. Bill Walton, not just in the NBA, but also in the college ranks as well. He's one of the greatest college players of all time at UCLA. Like, I think he was part of that run in UCLA when they won like 11 championships straight with I think with the coach John Wooden, if I'm correct, that's the name of the coach. Yeah, so because it's kind of, I think it was first Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, then it was Bill Walton. It's like, wow, they just literally just kind of. But anyway, but yes, and also Jerry West, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. The guy, the logo, Mr. Clutch. All these nicknames that he's had. One of the first guy, the only player to win a Finals MVP, but be on the losing side. He was also an executive for the Lakers, an executive for the Grizzlies, an executive for the Clippers, and also an executive for the Warriors. And he was part of, honestly, him as an executive was a part of more championship teams than him as an actual player. But this is not to insult him as a player. Not just, this just both of these guys, Bill Walton and Jerry West, 2 Hall of Fame basketball players, sadly passed away. My condolences go out to both of these families. But KJ, your reactions to this?
Well, first of all, my initial reaction, because I believe Bill Walton died first.
Yes.
And then a week later, Jerry West passed. My reaction started right there. I was like, dang, both of these players in a week. But they live great lives, great long lives at that. Jerry West is old enough. He didn't have to be that old, but he was old enough to see himself become the logo of the National Basketball Association. That's one of the biggest brands in the entire world.
Yeah.
That's great. And then Bill Walton, like we were just saying, his college accolades, followed by his accolades with I believe the Celtics, and then he played for the Blazers too.
Yes. He was drafted by the Blazers. Yep. He won a championship with the Blazers and was an MVP with them.
Right, and then I believe he was injured.
Yes, he got
injured. He kept having like chronic injuries, and then the Blazers moved off of him, and then he found a second home and went crazy with the Celtics.
As a 6-man.
Yo, yeah. Hey man, shout out to that man Bill Walton, bro, because that would be like if to a lesser degree, the only thing that we have like that comparable to today's basketball would be like Paul George. Paul George was a perennial All-Star. He was battling LeBron every year in the playoffs. Probably would have went further if he didn't have to come up against LeBron so much. And then he had that 1 year. Ironic, this is crazy. Okay, so he had that 1 year where he tore. He broke his tibia. I think that's the
talking about
leg. It popped out.
Yeah, are you talking about when he was on Team USA?
Yep, and his tibia popped out. Right. So story time. His tibia popped out. Ironically, we're talking about like bad things happening really life happening in a short span. I think like a week or more than likely less than that. Like a Georgia State player, I think they was playing like NC State or something like that in the tournament, had the exact same thing happen to him. So ironically, fun fact, because of those two injuries in basketball, they had to move the goals back. So if you ever look at like old games like 2014, 2013, 2012, or no, 2012, 11, 10, the goalposts are not goalposts. The base of the net of the you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I got
way
you.
Way closer. But yeah, anyway, back to my thing. The closest thing we got to that is Paul George. Paul George came back and he's still a great player, but he wasn't winning championships like Bill Walton. Bill Walton won championships before and after. So I mean, like I said, those players lived a great life. You know, immensely decorated. I'll say that they have a lot of accolades, and you know, life happens. So we gonna continue to keep celebrating them. I will ask a question though.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're ever going to change the logo on the NBA?
No.
That Jerry West has passed, especially now that Jerry West has passed, right?
Nah. Yeah. Like you can't do that. I wouldn't do that to Jerry West. Yeah, especially after he. Yeah, nah.
I think the only time that would have been appropriate would be to ask him.
Yeah, can we change the logo?
Not only ask him to change the logo, but probably after Kobe died. That would have been the only time to change the logo. Like, if you want to go do it then, you ain't going to never do it.
Exactly. So, anyways, that logo has been synonymous with the NBA for so long, with so many of us fans, you know, new, old, and all in between. There's no, and especially now that Jerry West has passed away, can't do that. But speaking of Jerry West and being a Laker, he was very instrumental in the Lakers, and honestly, after his career as a player, honestly, him as an executive, was very influential on the Lakers. I mean, I honestly just watched this before recording this podcast. I watched this video about it was a beef history between the Lakers and Jerry West, and it talked about how he was instrumental in getting Magic Johnson, getting Kobe Bryant, and getting Shaq. That right there created a total of 10 championships for the Lakers, and honestly created success for them over the next. Honestly, after he retired, so you were talking about the 80s. That the whole 80s decade, then you talk about the early 2000s, really from 2000 to 2010. So you're talking about basically, I know you had like in the 90s some part of the 90s a little bit, but either way, you basically how Jerry West was basically responsible for about 30 years of Laker success, you know, more or less. Like I know there were pockets in there where they weren't as good, but still, you know what I'm trying to say. And now we see what the Lakers are today. And my man KJ came up with a great topic. And we want to talk about basically the fall of the Lakers. All right. And honestly, we can pinpoint the fall of the Lakers when Jerry West left in, I believe it was 2000, but they still had success after that. But that was part of the failure. That was part of the fall. I mean, And the second was when their owner, Dr. Jerry Buss, passed away. That was that. Like, and I understand they won in the bubble in 2020, but overall, have the Lakers been that dominant franchise really since 2010? After they won that championship with Kobe in 2010, have they really been that dominant franchise? I know they've been a dominant name, and they've been able to get superstars. And once again, I know they won a championship, but they really haven't been like, oh, what's the Lake like for example, when like in the 80s with Magic, Kareem, Worthy, Michael Cooper, all of them, like you knew, oh yeah, like and their head coach, Pat Riley, oh, it's just Showtime Lakers. Woo. Like there's not that level, or even with Shaq and Kobe, like, oh my God, Shaq and Kobe with I don't know why Rick Fox, Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, all of them, like oh, here they come. But I don't think there's that level of, let's say, mystique around LA anymore, around the Lakers anymore. But I got more to say, but KJ, I want you to hop in on this. So, follow the Lakers. Where do you, first of all, where do you believe that it really kind of started?
Well, I mean, honestly, like you said, it had to have started with the 2000. When was their last championship? 2010.
Well, the last championship was actually in 2020.
Well,
but if you're talking about last championship with Kobe, 2010.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so last championship with Kobe, 2010, and then shortly after that, I believe Phil Jackson left.
Yeah.
Once Phil Jackson left, literally they got Brown as a head coach. And
Mike Brown.
Literally, they went to the Western Conference. Okay, but that's still like Phil Jackson's team, right? 6 or 7 years after that, they failed to make the playoffs. They went from, let's start 2010 to 2011 with Phil Jackson. They had 57 wins on 25 losses, and they lost in the Western Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Lost again. There was 40 the year after Phil Jackson left, but they went, but they were 40 and 25. Then they had 45 wins. That's good, right? Playoffs.
Yeah.
2013 rolls around. They have 27 wins. Missed playoffs. The next year they have 21. Regression. The year after that, another regression. They had 17 wins, bro. 17. Like, they didn't get good until LeBron came. So they beforehand, they were always in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Again, this is the Lakers. The Lakers are tied for the most finna be not tied, but tied for finna be number 2, but tied for the most decorated franchise in NBA history. They have 17 championships, bro. That's a lot.
Yep.
That's a lot. And probably would have had more if it wasn't for the Celtics. The Celtics got 17 as well. And my Detroit Pistons, they actually would have had 18 if it wasn't for the greatest homegrown team ever. But yeah, so the Lakers. Everybody knows the Lakers. Everybody either loves them or hates them. You know what I'm saying? I grew up. I hate the Lakers. I've never liked the Lakers, even when they had Kobe Bryant. Y'all know I love Kobe. Now it's kind of like bittersweet because I like LeBron, and I hate the Lakers a lot less. Let me tell y'all. I used to hate them like the Patriots. But now you're in this weird span where you've been great for so long, then you kind of sputtered a little bit. You got it back, you know what I'm saying, because of your name, your brand. People wanted to come there like LeBron, and that brought other players like Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis to the team. That got y'all the championship. And then after y'all jettisoned that perfectly good team. Y'all probably should have just added a scorer. Y'all wanted to blow the whole team up. Guess what? One player that you blew the team up beat you in the playoffs twice. um. So yeah, and then now you know what I'm saying. I don't know how many head coach you've had. You've had like 8 different head coaches since Phil Jackson. That's a lot for the Lakers because beforehand, how many coaches have the Lakers had? Like 4.
Yeah.
That's a random number, but it's something small like that. You know what I'm saying? They haven't had they like continuity. They like the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Brands like that keep continuity in their building. That's how they keep winning championships. Now, you know what I'm saying? This whole Darvin Ham situation, he's back with the Bucks as an assistant. You were trying to get Dan Hurley. First of all, this coaching debacle is crazy because you went for JJ Redick. Everybody was like, yeah, okay, we understand that. We like that. Everybody was on board. Then you went to go try to get Dan Hurley. I understand he won 2 back-to-back championships, but bro, name me some college basketball players right now. You can't name that many unless you're really into the draft. So the talent pool ain't really been great. So I ain't knocking him, but also I ain't praising him neither. You know what I'm saying? But y'all try to give him what 6 years, $70 million? Turn that down.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part. What, like 30 years ago, you would have never thought a coach would turn down the Lakers, a spot to be head coach for the Lakers. Like nobody would do that. Huh?
I was saying 5 years ago, like you don't turn the Lakers down.
But yeah, continue. I'm sorry.
Oh no, shit. So, you know, they have a consistency debacle, a continuity debacle. They have a coaching debacle right now. LeBron is literally their everything, their glue guy holding everything in place, even when he's not playing. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, okay, are you gonna re-sign LeBron? Are you not gonna re-sign LeBron? If you don't re-sign LeBron, where are you left with? Because you don't really have any draft assets, and that's going to lead me to my next point, pointing the finger at LeBron. Because why is it LeBron? Honestly, for his legacy and the Lakers, he can't. He literally cannot go because every time LeBron leaves a team, guess what that team is in? Purgatory, bro. They're in shackles. They have nothing. They are left bare bone dry. Like LeBron drains them of everything because he has everything to them. You know what I'm saying? That's a life lesson, y'all. Write that down and ponder on it. But yeah, so if LeBron leaves the Lakers and then they wind up in shambles, that would be the third consecutive team he would have left in shambles. Really the 4th because he left Cleveland twice. You know what I'm saying? And if you do that to like one of the greatest franchises in sports history, that's not a good look. I don't think that's a good look for me.
I mean, people have blamed the downfall, like how the Lakers are right now today, on LeBron, and I'm like, and we just detailed how honestly ever since the death of their owner, Dr. Buss, and then remember the Sun was able to. It was run by the Sun and Mitch It was read by Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak, and they kind of it was the downward spiral. Like really, you can begin the downfall of the Lakers, and honestly, it's also a little bit of. Don't want to speak ill on his name. I know he's passed away, but it's a little bit of David Stern's fault. It honestly began with the Chris Paul when they did not able to get a Chris Paul. Remember where that Chris Paul trade veto.
Now what year was that? 2009?
No, that was like around 2011 or 12. No, it was in 2012 because I remember it was the year. It was the season. It was the off season after the Mavs beat the Heat, and the Heat were trying to come and the Heat were trying to get there. The Heat were still trying to win with their big three, and the Lakers realized like, hey, we got to compete with the Heat's big three, so we got to do something about this. And so that was vetoed, and then they got Dwight Howard, and they got Dwight Howard and Steve Nash, and then that team completely fell through, and then it was a decline from then on. It really was. Then the Lakers didn't come back to championship contention until they traded for AD. Because even when they got LeBron, remember, when LeBron got there, the Lakers still weren't a good enough team to honestly compete for a championship.
I think they were. No, not for no championship. They could have competed like deep into the playoffs. But wasn't that the year LeBron got hurt too? Didn't he pop his knee or something?
Yeah, but no. I promise you that team was. That team in 2018 when LeBron first got there with the Lakers, and crazy that LeBron's actually been a Laker for about 6 years now, going on. If he retires, it's going to be 7 years. Like if he resigns with the Lakers, he's going to be with the Lakers just as long as his first stint in Cleveland. But that's neither.
I was about to say this going to be his longest tenure. He might as well stay 2 more years.
Crazy, but I still think he's a retired Cavalier. But anyway, that Laker team was not good enough to compete for the championship. Honestly, I don't even think they were good enough. In my opinion, they were barely good enough to compete for a playoff spot. But
they had like 50-something wins. Maybe like 45.
2018, LeBron got hurt. I know they missed the playoffs, but I think they were like on like a 45 win pace. But either way, like I said, they were barely good enough to actually kind of compete for a playoff spot in the West. Remember, in the West, you got to have like 50 wins to be a playoff team. But anyway, doesn't even matter. But then the Lakers traded for AD. Then they when they had LeBron and AD, that's when they started opening up that championship window. And then they won the championship in 2020. And what happened? They killed off their championship team. They got rid of, once again, because people say that bubble ring's a fluke because they bring up 2021 how when the Lakers competed in 2021 they got kicked out of the first round. But then people don't add context to it. The only people that they brought back from their championship team that season, I believe, is LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and I think Kyle Kuzma. Everything else was different. They did not run back that same championship team they had from 2020 to 2021. They got rid of Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Rondo. That's four big pieces to their championship puzzle that I just named. And I think they also got rid of Danny Green, if I'm correct. I also believe they did not. Who else was on their roster? I'm still trying to. There are plenty other players on their roster that they basically revamped that whole championship team. They revamped, and what happened? Instead of running it back with at least 85% of your same roster, you basically ran it back with probably like 20%, 30% of your same roster, and you weren't going to get that same result. So it's just moves like that. And the fact that, also I would like to also add that Kawhi Leonard nor Paul George wanted to come over and play with LeBron. Remember, there was a huge rumor where Kawhi and Paul George may want a team with Anthony Davis and LeBron and create a super ultra mega team.
I don't think they was gonna let that one happen. Because if they weren't gonna let Kobe and Chris Paul team up, ain't no way LeBron with the claw and PG-13.
With Anthony Davis. Remember, it was going to be the four of them.
Come on, bro. Come on. They don't need a bench. They don't need a fifth player. They just need to run that four for the rest of the season. They'll be all right.
I mean,
really, really not, because they would have to forfeit some games because all of them players get hurt.
that would have been an interest. That would have been very, very interesting. But
But I still, LeBron. I'll say this: we're talking about their downfall. They have faltered, but there's still a chance for them to come back. Especially next year. But like, if we talking about next year, you have LeBron, AD, and Paul George. I love it. I love everything that sounds about that. That sounds like a championship. That almost sounds better than LeBron and Jimmy.
Honestly, I would rather, if I were Lakers, I'd rather have Paul George over Jimmy Butler.
Over Jimmy?
Yeah, because Paul George shoots better. I'm sorry, that's just point blank. Period. What I was going to say, but yeah, the Lakers haven't. All in all, you don't see people saying, "Hey, man," like, because it used to be like the Lakers used to be the premier spot for players and coaches. Like I said, you didn't see coaches turning down the Lakers. It is because it partly is because of LeBron. It is, not gonna lie, but it's also because of the organization or lack thereof. Like, is there actually organization within the Lakers organization? Can you really tell me? Like, because all the moves that they have made since after their championship in 2020 says that, honestly, there's no real organization within the Lakers organization. There's not. And adding to the fact that you do have an agent LeBron and all that, if I'm a coach, Dan Hurley was smart.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but
especially if he wanted that to be his first coaching gig. Nah,
oh yeah,
you want to start with a
start small.
Slate. Right.
Start with like my Wizards or
I was
like
about to say go to Charlotte.
yeah. I was about to say you're about to start with Wizards or the Bobcats. Like, start small. Like, that way it's like, okay, you're not expected to like win like 40 games. Hell, if you win like 20 games, I'm gonna be happy as a Wizards fan as long as I see improvement.
Just dip your toes in the water. You don't got to jump in here first.
Exactly. So, but yeah, we'll see where the Lakers go from here as a franchise. I just know the Laker franchise that honestly I too hated in like the early 2000s. It's not the same Laker organization today. But like I said, they do have a chance to right the ship. But let's talk elsewhere in basketball news. Let's talk a little bit about Caitlyn Clark. And I would say, and we would say the quote unquote, I guess, mistreatment. Cause like she's been getting roughed up. She got left off the Olympic team, only just to get put back on as an alternate. So KJ, how do you feel about all of this Caitlyn Clark, I would say, drama? Maybe.
Well, hold on. Fill me in right quick. So Caitlyn Clark is now on the Olympic team
as an alternate. I know she was listed as an alternate. I just saw some news about that. I think it was either yesterday or the day before.
Okay. That's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think people are just blowing smoke and trying to get hype around Caitlyn Clark. Because what do you mean they are treating her unfairly? Do y'all remember when Michael Jordan? Y'all don't, because most of us not even old enough to know. But when Michael Jordan came into the league, I know y'all watched The Last Dance. When Michael Jordan came into the league, they was whooping his butt. Left and right, up and down the court. My Pistons was putting boots in butts, bro. Do you hear me? Boots and butts. So, and that's Michael Jordan. So if you have a player who is currently, I'm not going to call her the greatest.
She has a lot of hype around her. Let's just say that.
In 3 days. So she can't be the greatest player. Now she the most hyped. Yes, I personally think we like her. He reminds us of Stephen Wardell Curry, one of the greatest
Yeah.
North Indians to not be named Kenneth. And you know we both wearing 30 right now. That's cool. I like it. It's a vibe. So I think we kind of hyping her a little bit, but at the same time, like, what do you mean we're treating her bad? Like, if you are they're crowning you the next, like, the WNBA version of Wemby.
Yep.
You're gonna get targeted. You're gonna have to prove that. I understand you ain't say none of that, but guess what? LeBron didn't either, and guess what he did up in the league? He went up there and proved that thing. He ain't worried about, oh my God, they're double teaming me. They're playing defense. Oh my God. Duh, it's basketball. Y'all need to shut up and get in and put your big person draws on. What the heck? We're not 5 years old. I think that I mean now since then, you know, I think she's had like a 33-point game, which is great. You know, but again, it's her first season, bro. Shut up and let her play. If she gonna get rookie haze, let her get rookie haze. Rookies get hazed in every single sport. Anywhere you got a rookie, there's going to be hazing. Except for Alpha Phi Omega, we are a non-hazing organization. But yeah, man, I think people trying to baby her, and we need to stop. We need to stop having this mindset of handing out participation trophies, bro. What happened to the athletes? When I grew up, they was like we saw them as gladiators. They was putting their bodies on. Now, I don't want you to put your body on the line because I want you to live happily, healthy with all your millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars as the WNBA make. But yeah, it's competition, bro. Y'all need to stop being babies. And she's a shooter. She's a small shooting guard. How else do you stop Steph Curry? Bully him. Make sure he don't touch the ball. That's how you win. And guess what? They have the second worst. What's it called? They have the second worst record in the WNBA. So something is working. That's my spiel. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I mean, I guess people thought that Caitlyn Clark was just going to come in and completely wreck the whole league. That's what the people thought. That she's going to come in and she's playing well, very well for a rookie. But people just thought she was going to come in and just completely dominate the league. Not knowing that you understand that going from college in any professional sport, in any professional sport, when you go to that next level, you aren't just, yes, when you're in college, yes, I'm the number one pick. Of course, you're going to dominate. But guess what? When you get to the pros, you got a whole bunch of other people who are also number one picks years before you, who were the best players in their draft class years before you, who were the best player in the league before you even got there. So there's going to be a jump in competition. You got girls like, you know, Aja Wilson in there. Got people like I'm trying to think. Sorry.
In the WNBA?
WNBA. Like, you know, Aja Wilson, that's the first person I thought about. Sorry. Like Aaliyah Boston, who was the number one pick, who was her teammate. It was Caitlyn Kirk's teammate. So
and then to say, I remember us. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just remembered us having like an off-screen, off-record conversation. But then people talking about like her being off the Olympic team is racist. Like how, bro? How? Okay. What you told me? There's other white people on white girls on the team. Four of them. Y'all think that? Oh my God, we live in a society, bro, where hype means everything. Just because you look the part, that means you should get the part. No. No, 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 no. I even told y'all this in the NFL draft when people drafted all these high behind quarterbacks. Bo Nix, Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy. Second round grades, my boy. Do not draft him in the top 15. You're going to because you're going to reach because they fit the part and they fit what you need. So you're going to do it. But they're not number one talent, but they're going to get number one talent because hype around quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
Stop hyping folk. Like, shit, this is her first year. No, she don't need to. She's not LeBron, bro. She doesn't need to be in the Olympics. She's still learning how to get roughed up. Put somebody in there like Brittany Griner. She
Exactly.
on the team, but you know what I'm saying? That's another.
Yes, she is.
WNBA player.
And like I'm just saying, like, to my point where another number one pick, like some of these on the USA basketball women's roster are number one picks, like Aja Wilson, Brittany Griner, Sabrina cannot say her last name. Ionesco.
Yep.
Diana Taurasi, like Breanna Stewart. Come on, man. And like they want, like, and they say, hey, if Caitlyn Clark's in there, it's going to, it's for ratings and all that. First of all, what draws people to the Olympics is the Olympics. The Olympics itself, it draws people it's going to draw viewers regardless. All right. And I bet you there are millions and millions and millions of people are hoping that the USA women's basketball players lose. A bunch of people in the USA, and before everybody's going to say, no, we don't believe that. No, you do, because you want to feel vindicated that, oh, if Caitlyn Clark was in there, we would have. No, you want to use that to be perfect. Let's be perfectly honest here. Sabrina Ionescu kind of has that same skill set that Caitlyn Clark does. Not saying that their games are exactly the same, but the same level of skill set. Though she has that same level, maybe not to the level of Caitlyn Clark, maybe not to the playmaking level, that Caitlyn Clark has, but I'm still. But the thing is, Sabrina has been in the WNBA longer, has been, roughed up, had it because, and also in Olympic basketball, those rules, y'all complain about Caitlyn Clark getting roughed up now. They're a little bit more.
They let them play.
They let them play a little bit more there. They're not as, I guess the refs aren't as, nice, for lack of a better term, with the rules there. So y'all complain about Caitlyn Clark getting roughed up now just in the WNBA. What happens when she gets in Olympic play? And there's more physicality on that, top of that. And added to this, that also, that's like saying, y'all getting mad that Caitlyn Clark's getting left off because y'all say red. That's like saying, let's say the Olympics happened in 2003 when LeBron James just got drafted to the NBA. Of course, the Olympics happens every 4 years. It wasn't going to happen to 2024, and that was after LeBron. But let's just say LeBron James went straight, got drafted, and people were saying, hey, he should be on Team USA. After only playing a handful of games in the NBA. That's not going to happen. That's not. And now people probably mention like a guy like Anthony Davis now, who was on the 2012 USA men's basketball team. But that's because the the men's basketball had like a rule where they had to take the best player in college, U.S. men's college basketball, and put him on the team. But he wasn't going to get any playing time. He was just on the team. Anthony Davis didn't even play. It was everybody else.
Right. The season events. The old.
But yeah. So, but yeah, but I just don't. I don't understand.
It's because we live in a soft generation, bro. We live in a soft
Yeah,
society. That's all. That's all it is.
like y'all want
Clickbait, reactions, hype.
yeah, y'all want Caitlyn Clark to be. Y'all mad that she's not on the Olympic team, but she hasn't yet proven herself yet in the WNBA. Let's just be honest. She has not proven herself in the WNBA. She's played a handful of games in the WNBA. She's played like what, 12 games? So you wanted me to base that her being on the Olympic roster, being, oh, she's one of the 10, 12 best players in the USA? She may be, but that has not been proven yet. She's been the best player in college, but not when we're talking about with these grown women.
Grown women, bro.
Because who knows? Next year she may completely bottom out. It may completely be, completely be garbage next year. I'm not hoping that for her. That's why I'm not on wood right now. But that could happen. And then what are y'all going to say now? So no, she did not. No, I'm not for gifting her a spot on that roster. No, because y'all basing it off of what she did in college. But as we completely see, there is a different in every single sport. There is a different level between college and the pros. Because if that was the case, Tim Tebow would be one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks there has ever been. But guess what? He was not a good pro. Because why? Because there's a different level. There's a different level between college and pros. But once again, Caitlyn Clark may turn around and become the greatest women's basketball player ever. She has that kind of ability.
Not over my baby Angel Reese. Not while
she has that kind of
flying in the sky.
Okay.
Go ahead with your point. Y'all know I gotta be extra, man.
But yeah, she may be, and she has that ability to be the greatest women's basketball player ever. Period. But let's just stop trying to give her everything just like that. Just chill. But yeah, sorry. Let's go ahead and that's all for the basketball. Let's get into a couple of football topics. And let's first talk about this Justin Jefferson extension, because that also happened while we were on a little bit of a, I guess, hiatus. So yes, Justin Jefferson got a contract extension with the Minnesota Vikings. So KJ, I don't know the specifics of that. I know you probably have that, KJ. So how do you feel about this contract extension?
That man got a lot of money. That man, excuse my voice, but that man got a lot of money. Oh my God. He got I don't really have the specifics in front of me right now. I don't know where my notes at, but it was somewhere like 140 with 110 guaranteed. You gave a receiver 110 guaranteed. That's quarterback money. That's quarterback money, bro. Lamar Jackson just got something like. Good Lord, man. I mean, it's cool. Y'all have a rookie contract. Rookie quarterback contract. Y'all have y'all weapons in place. Y'all defense, alright? Question mark. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all got y'all weapons in place and all that good stuff. Y'all were able to get y'all another running back. So your offense is solidified. Your defense probably needs a little more work, but you're solid. You're able to compete if quarterback situations are what they need to be. And now I'm hearing, I think I just heard that Sam Darnold got the starting job. as he should. Sam Darnold is not great by no stretch of the imagination. Trust me, I'm a Carolina Panther fan. But again, back to my let rookie sit spiel I just did a couple minutes ago and a couple podcasts ago. JJ McCarthy is a second grade quarterback. I know that's my boy, but he is a second round grade quarterback. Day 2. High day 2. Real early day 2, but day 2. You need to sit for a year. At least 8 games. Maybe 10. Look, I'm a Michigan fan. I've seen JJ McCarthy come in as a freshman. And the more he has to work with, the better he gets. Oh my God. If he could have had a 5th year in college, bro, an extra year in college, what? Maybe he'll be a top 10 quarterback for sure. No, but yeah, I just think, give him some time. But anyways, back to JJ. I know y'all asking me which one. JJ. No, but that's a lot for a receiver. And I know right now, ain't CeeDee Lamb looking for a deal?
Yep.
New contract, Dallas.
Yep.
Oh my God, y'all! That's what y'all get for holding y'all hand. Now y'all got to pay that man north of 110.
And which means Michael Parsons got to get paid, which means they're not going to be able to pay Michael Parsons, and Mike Parsons can leave Dallas and come to the Commanders. But yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. My pipe dreams are coming. Sorry, continue.
I mean, if we comparing them, they've been in the season. They've been in the NFL the same amount of seasons. They've both been in 3 Pro Bowls. They have the round I think CD has more catches, but only because JJ missed most of last season, right? But given that JJ missed most of last season, he still has 754 more yards receiving than CeeDee Lamb. So you're telling me you're about to pay CeeDee Lamb $111 million guaranteed for 3 more catches and 554 less yards. I don't know. Question mark. But CD is a great dude. But yeah, JJ broke the market.
I am upset that this extension happened. Because you know why? On this podcast, I have been talking about year after year. I have been talking about my dream of watching Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow all in Cincinnati. And the Vikings ruined it. But there's still a chance. But
what if those two leave the Bengals? Okay, maybe they won't.
Then first of all, the Bengals ain't gonna let Macaulay Culkin go. Sorry, Joe Burrow.
Right. Not why they got Joe Namath 2.0. No,
they're not gonna get rid of Joe Burrow, and they damn sure ain't gonna get rid of Jamar Chase. Those two will play until one of those guys fall off.
I need to DM both of them and be like, "Hey, y'all need to get together and go to Minnesota. It's still cold. Weather's not going to be great, but y'all playing in the dome.
I'm pissed,
y'all
man.
Not Bengals, but y'all going, purple and gold.
I know, but still, I'm pissed, man. I'm mad that this happened because I was like, oh yes, like my dream was coming true. Like I was like, all right, because I think this year, if they didn't sign Jefferson to an extension, I think this next season would have been the last year of his contract. And I'm like, yes, if the planets were aligning, everything was going perfect, and they had to ruin it. You had to ruin it, Vikings. You had to ruin my dream. It's okay. It's all right. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care how much money you get paid. I don't care. I don't. All you need to know is that this ruined MC Ron's dream of one day watching the 2019 LSU Tigers offense in the NFL. That's all you need to know. Moving on to another team that signed a certain free agent quarterback and also apparently drafted his replacement, but that's neither here nor there. Kirk Cousins. You know, he went to the Falcons, and then the Falcons were found guilty of tampering. And what were the penalties, KJ?
Y'all ever heard of a slap on the wrist? Bro, they barely touched their pinky finger, bro. I thought they was gonna lose a first round draft pick because it's tampering. That's what happens with tampering. You lose first round, you lose good compensation. They lost a 5th round draft pick, bro. What? If they was gonna do that, they should have tampered for a defensive end too. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what? They should have tampered. They should have tampered their last 4 draft picks away.
Exactly.
What, bro? Only a 5th round draft pick. That's a slap on the wrist next year. Man. I mean, I don't think the Falcons are mad. Maybe they could have used that 5 to move up, but they low key they're in a weird place now anyway, so where they probably don't even care because they're in win now / build for the future. They working magic over there. I don't know, but we gonna see.
Yeah, they kind of got it like a slap on. I'm like, when I read that, I'm like, so no first round pick, no nothing, like
no 2, dang,
like
2, 3.
What does Arthur Blank have on Roger Goodell?
Home Depot.
I mean, probably, but yeah, that's it because like. Because for them not to get like basically like you said, like a first round pick or like 2 first round picks or a first and second, like come on, like what does Arthur Blank have on y'all? It just goes to show you, man. Like ever since Roger Goodell's came into power, like. They punish players harsher than they do organizations or owners.
Facts.
But it's been like that for my estimation ever since Roger Goodell came into power. But we know that Roger Goodell's all he is the owner's puppet. That's all he is, or that's all he is. He's the people that are running the NFL are actually the owners. The office of the NFL, Roger Goodell, the commissioner, they don't really have any power because they're all just the puppets with the owners. But anyway, but yeah, like if this was a player, y'all suspended my man Calvin Ridley for a year for betting on his own team.
Literally.
But yet you have an organization blatantly tampering. Oh, here's the 5th round pick. We're gonna take it.
They dang near had music videos before they signed this man in chains in Atlanta with Kirk Cousins before they signed.
And I think they only fined him like a few couple $10,000 or like it was like a
250.
Should have been like $1 million, like
million first. Yep.
Yeah, but like I said, NFL always are always going to punish the players harsher than they ever do the owners or the organizations because, you know, once again, I've already. But yeah, that little slap on the wrist, man. Get that out of here, man. Get that out of here. But moving on. I also want to talk about the French Open. Shouts out to both Iga Swiatek for winning the women's French Open title, and the next great. Honestly, both of them are upcoming greats. And Carlos Alcaraz for winning the French Open on the men's side. This is his 3rd Grand Slam. This is Iga Swiatek's 5th Grand Slam title, her 3rd consecutive French Open title, and her 4th French Open title overall. So if we can start calling her the Queen of Clay. If Rafa Nadal is the King of Clay, if she wins a few more French Open titles, we'll start calling her the Queen of Clay. All right. So, but yes, both of these guys, Iga, people have been searching ever since Serena Williams, really honest, ever since she sort of declined and then subsequently retired. We've been looking for the next great women's tennis player, and I think that is Iga. Now, what Iga has to do is now she has to win on some other surfaces. Like most of her titles have kept, she has 5. 4 of them have kept come within the French Open, and one of them I think came in the Australian Open. But I'm trying to was it the U.S. Open? Either way, I gotta look it again. I gotta look it up again. But either way, I gotta fact check myself on that one. But now she's got to win on other surfaces. She's got to win multiple. She's got to have that career Grand Slam. Like I see it. I see it. She's just got to win more on different surfaces before she just ends up being, hey, she's just a great clay courter. Just like how Rafa Nadal. Yeah, we respect Rafa. Just like how Rafa, honestly, earlier in his career, where he was winning all those French Open titles, but he really wasn't winning like at Wimbledon and stuff like that. So people were just saying he's just a great clay courter. He's not, good on grass or hard courts. So yeah. But also, then now going into my guy Alcaraz, he's actually the youngest player to win on all 3 surfaces. That's grass, hard courts. Win major championships on. All 3 surfaces, once again, that's grass, hard courts, and clay now. So this is his third major title. He's still, once again, he's only 21 years old. 3 titles already. I'd be shocked if he does not win at least 10. I would be shocked. I would be because I said it a few years ago when I actually watched him for the first time. I think in the 2022 U.S. Open, if I'm correct. Or was it Wimbledon that year? Either way, when I first saw him, I'm like, yo, this guy is next up. And all he has done so far is just proven me right. Because, I'm not going to take credit for that because there are a lot of tennis people saying that he's next up. I kind of didn't believe it because I was like, I got to see it to believe it. And I'm like, yeah, they're right. They're definitely right. This guy's next up. So I would be shocked if he doesn't, barring injury, does not win at least 10 Grand Slam titles. But yeah, shout out to both of them. But we're going to go ahead and wrap our podcast up like we always do with our last second shout out. So, KJ, who in the sports world do you have to shout out?
It's about to be your birthday, man. You go ahead and go first.
I'm going to give myself a shout out because it's my birthday next week, man.
Yes,
I turned once again Larry Bird year, but also got to give a shout out to once again Jerry West. R.I.P. to him. You were a great player, coach, executive. Like was involved in basketball for honestly to the day that he passed away. So he's a legend of the sport, the logo. Shout out to you, Jerry West. You go ahead, KJ.
How old did you say you was turning 33?
Yep. Bird year.
I got 3 shout outs for y'all.
All right.
First and foremost, I'm gonna go ahead and shout out Angel Reese because among rookies in June, she is first in points, rebounds, steals, player efficiency rating, offensive rating, win shares, and double doubles. Shout out to Shouty. I'm going to go ahead and next shout out Mike Tomlin for getting a 3-year extension with the Steelers. They ain't never going under 500. Never.
That has turned out to be more of a bad thing than a good thing. But go ahead.
Low key, I kind of I feel like it's finna start happening. I kind of want that to stay on Mike Tomlin's record. But hey, it's the Steelers, so bump it. And my last shout out goes to, drumroll please, Christian McCaffrey. Why? That man on the face of Madden.
There's a Madden curse going on. The Madden curse has been going on for years now. Years and years and years. Players always get hurt. So you you give basically the Madden curse to a player that's injury prone.
And not even a player, an injury prone running back with high usage.
Y'all just wanted him to be out for the season this coming season.
Bro, they said you need to stop terrorizing defenses. Take a break. But let me tell you something. I had a thought about this. I was like, dang, they got the Madden curse. So that means not only is Christian McCaffrey not going to play a lot next year, but that also means they're not going to the Super Bowl. They snake bitten, bro. They're snake bitten. They're the only team that I know who has the potential to go and win the Super Bowl every year, but either can't get there or can't win it. And you're definitely not doing that next year. So with sports bettors, do not pick the Niners.
Let's see.
Fantasy owners, beware.
Definitely beware. But that's all the time we have, folks. I am MC Ron with his co-host.
It's Kenneth, y'all.
And we are keeping it 10 toes down. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be on the podcast and talk your sports stuff with the best in the business, that is me and my co-host KJ, all you have to do is one of two things. Either send an email to keepingit10toesdown@gmail.com. That is keepingit10toesdown@gmail.com. Or send us a direct message on Instagram. That is at Keeping It 10 Toes. That is at Keeping It 10 Toes. It's my birthday next week. It's also, and a couple days before that, it is my anniversary. And then actually 5 days after my birthday is my wife's birthday. So it is the month of June. It is the greatest month of the year. I'm sorry to all you May people out there. Specifically, my co-host, Pop. But hopefully, the Mavericks come back. Honestly, I don't see it. I really see this being over in 5 games. I see them winning Game 5, and then the Celtics saying, "Okay, you guys got your win. Now we're about to whoop your ass in Game 5." But
sweet chariot.
But it's about to be a long July. Well, actually, the NBA, we might do the WNBA draft live. We might. Wade
in the water, baby. That's for the Mavericks. I'm sorry, y'all.
But you all have a great night and enjoy the rest of the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup Finals, and also Wimbledon's coming up as well.
The sun is under my feet and I come in peace to compete. I don't run if you athlete. My statistics go up in weeks and I go visit the nearest creek and I get busy. Yo, mini MC, really ballistic. Anybody can see any assistance. Everybody to see some persistence. Recognize I be really too vicious. The permanent beast and the demolition. Breaking up the street, better partition. Better dot your T. Hannibal mention. How the all you see. Putting my dick in the rap industry. Everybody bitching, getting mad at me. Recognize Kendrick in a battery. And I'm charged up in a catastrophe. It's charged up in audacity. Y'all fucks never gonna hassle me and y'all luck.